Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. How's everybody doing tonight? What is today? It's Sunday. It's fucking Sunday. I think I do that like at the start of every stream. What the hell is the day? Welcome in, everybody, to our brand new Dragonfire and Cormyr, the return of the Purple Dragon. It is our campaign premiere, episode 1. I'm super excited. This is Duro's Homebrew in the land of Cormyr. I'm so excited to see what he has in store for us. And I want to start out by having the cast introduce themselves along with who they will be playing tonight. And let's start out with Duro, our amazing DM.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Duro. I'll be DMing tonight. If you've catched Creep streams before, I ran Descent into Avernus. And before that, Out of the Abyss.
That was your favorite, right?
Yeah, definitely my favorite. I decided this time around, homebrew it. Why not? So here I am.
Awesome. Thank you, Duro. Rad. Introduce yourself, introduce your character.
Hi, I'm Rad. You've probably seen me in chat and in Discord a lot. You can find me pretty much over all social media under Rad Trills. And I am playing a Githyanki rogue named Marzander. He's a pretty cool guy.
Thanks, Rad.
Yep.
Cygnus, introduce yourself, introduce your character.
Yes, ma'am. I am Cygnus. I don't stream anywhere, so I've got none of that stuff. And that's the way I like it. I've played the last 2 games with Creep and Duro, and it's been okay, so I tried again.
Vote space.
And this game, I'm going to be playing a elderly mountain dwarf named Krigga, who is going to be a rune knight, and we'll see how it goes. I've never played one. Should be good, though.
I'm excited. Dwarves are my favorite. Everyone knows that. They're my faves. Bones, introduce yourself, introduce your character.
Hi, it's me, Little Bones 309, your favorite indie gamer here on Twitch.tv. I'm all across the web as Little Bones 309. I've had the absolute honor and privilege of playing in Descent into Avernus with Duro, Creep, and I guess Sig too, if we're playing that game. But this time around, we are doing something a little bit different. I am going to be playing Sinead, Grave Domain Cleric, Protector ASMR, which we're very excited about.
Yes, very excited. And I'm Darling Creepshow. You all know who I am, I'm sure. We won't get into the specifics there, but you're on my channel and now you're trapped here forever.
I don't know who you are.
Shut up, Brad.
Okay.
Hate you. It's a love-hate. The worst son. Anyways, I will be playing Nimue this evening. And she is a Shadar Kai warlock. She worships the Raven Queen. I'm really, really excited. I've never played a warlock before, so we'll see how this goes. Duro, go ahead and start us out.
There is a bleak throne room where no light shines save for the flicker of candlelight. Tattered red drapes with black marks resembling a right hand are scattered across the polished marble floor. At the far end of the room, there is a massive throne made of black stone with carved horns protruding from the armrests and a high back carved with snarling faces. On the throne sits a thin figure cloaked in black. The taps of its long skeletal finger echoes against the vaulted stone walls of the hall. Below the hood is the half face of a beautiful woman, while the other half is a cave beyond recognition. Kneeling in front of the throne is that of a human, but has a bulging, ridged, elongated head reminiscent of an octopus. Its skin appears dry, wrinkled, and cracked. Large black stitches connect its mismatched limbs and head to the torso. An aura of palpable cold presence seems to seep into the very walls. The room begins to darken as the thumps grow louder and louder, before fading away into nothingness. Welcome to Dragonfire and Cormyr, Return of the Purple Dragon. The story begins where we last left the end of the story, in Baldur's Gate, 1 year after Eltur's return from Avernus. You wake up from a deep sleep, realizing that what you saw before was far too real to be a dream. Someone wanted you to see it, but who? And what does it mean? We begin that same day in the Elfsong Tavern, where from time to time, the disembodied voice of a female elf fills the tavern with melancholy song, given the resemblance to its name. I introduced our first characters who are sitting at the bar, Nimue and Marzander. Standing behind the bar is old man Eustace. Eustace is an old man with a thick white beard and a rugged complexion. He walks around with a slight limp and carries a large wooden staff with him at all times. He's a no-nonsense personality, but he has his fairness and is just. He's a retired adventurer, and he has helped Nimue and Marzander find employment in the past. So, that's where we begin.
You see Nimue sitting at the bar, and she's dressed in these long black velvet robes that just kind of cover her eyes the slightest. And on her head sits this really beautiful silver diadem made of delicate chains interlocking and kind of draping over her head. Her skin is very, very pale. She's extremely small, almost to the point where at first glance she could be mistaken as a child. And as she's sitting there, she's kind of tapping her fingers on the bar top, and she's sipping a little bit of wine. She looks over to Mars and says, "What are we going to do today, Mars?"
So looking at Mars, Ander, he is a lanky, very tall Githyanki. He stands about, 6'8", 6'9". All black, hood up, has a goldish, silverish mask on to not reveal his face at all. What is there to do in this land?
I'm sure we can think of something fun. We've been on so many adventures.
Yeah, I do not like the material plane that much, though. It's quite boring here sometimes.
It's a little hard to be here. I agree.
Old man Eustace, here's your conversation. Well, have you been to Cormyr?
Cormyr?
I have not.
Where's that?
Eustace begins to rub his grayish beard. Land of the Purple Dragons. To the east of here, far away. Some call it a wonderful place. Me, not so much. But adventure is to be had there. Few dragons remain, but that didn't stop us from finding work. I could help you get over there, if that is what you want.
Her eyes kind of light up. Which is a little surprising since they're two just dough-like giant pools of black. And she says, "Dragon? Oh, this is very exciting indeed. I would love to see a dragon. How about you, Mars?"
Dragons are pretty good pets. We have them. We used to ride them up in the astral plane, the battle and stuff.
I wonder what a dragon's soul looks like. And she kind of pets this gem that she has at her neck. And it's this large black opal that if you look close enough to it, you can see little shimmering wisps kind of floating around inside of it.
Old Man Eustace points to the head of a red dragon hanging from his wall. We bagged that one during a sanctioned dragon hunt. King Farrell himself joined. Those were the good old days.
You just kind of see Marzander after he says that, just like shakes his head like, you shouldn't be killing dragons. They're good.
Well, there's not that many left to begin with, so whatever happens to them now, it's not my concern.
So you said you could get us to this Cormyr. How do we do this?
By chance. I heard there's a wizard out in Candlekeep looking for some adventurers to deliver some goods to Cormyr. It's not much, but it's honest pay. From what I gathered, this wizard is a big shot, even among those in Candlekeep.
A wizard?
I could get you an audience with her. She's asking that anyone interested in the position to be with her outside Candlekeep on the summer equinox. Not too far from then.
I do like this.
Before you go, you should find some other adventurers to go with you. The trek, it's dangerous.
I may know somebody who can help out.
Oh, a friend? You didn't tell me you had any friends, Mars. Have you been keeping secrets?
I don't necessarily... I wouldn't necessarily call him a friend. I would call him a small business acquaintance. Words are hard, man.
Well, we should be off. I feel the equinox coming.
The bartender grabs your arm, begins to speak in a hushed voice. The king of Cormyr has disappeared. Strange things are happening in Cormyr. Whatever is happening, the wizards are more likely to know. I will say this. Be careful.
We can handle our own.
We do quite well.
Marzander gets up from the barn. Shall we go?
She looks over at the bartender one last time and says, "Tell me, do you have any sad memories that maybe you would like to get rid of? I don't know if you know me very well, but it's something that I'm quite good at. And I feel as though it might be my duty to take these burdens from the average man. It sounds like you've had a very long, trying life. Maybe I could help you with this."
Old man Eustace lowers his head. There are difficult times in my past, but they are what make me stronger. To give up those memories, I cannot.
Yes, they do make you stronger. They are so difficult. Maybe it would lighten your burden just a bit more. She's going to try to manipulate him into offering her one of these memories.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check.
Can do. That is a 23.
Well, there is one thing you may be able to help me with. Not something I am proud of. During my early days of adventuring, I hurt some people that do not deserve it.
Don't say any more. Just think very hard on this memory. And before you know it, it'll be gone. And I will hold that burden for you. And she's going to take a hand and place it very softly at his temple. And as he's thinking, it's almost like this silvery tendril kind of slips from him. And she catches it and places it in her gem. I hope this will help you. Thank you very much. And she's going to stand up and give him a bow and exit with Mars.
Nimue, as you turn around to leave, something catches your eye in the reflection of the glass behind the bar. Standing among the patrons is a short figure which stands about to your knee. It emanates a yellow glow like a weak flame, and its face is twisted in horror. No one else seems to be reacting to it. As your focus sets, you recognize this person as your younger self. You get the sense that whatever this being is, it's not physically present, but rather a ghostly aberration.
I kind of I get that shiver as I see this. Is she still standing there, or just is it kind of like a flash for me?
It is a very quick moment as Marzander gets up and walks across. And by the time he gets across from you, it is gone.
She doesn't mention this to anybody, but in her mind, she feels like this might not be the best omen.
Would I have noticed the shiver? Or am I already past her? Or past you?
Sorry, my dogs are misbehaving. I feel like if you're walking across from me, maybe, I don't know, Juro can rule on that one. If you want him to roll for it or not. I would have been really subtle with it.
I was going to say, I think my passive perception's not that good. But I can't find it, so.
It won't be very good. It's probably 11 or 12. You probably wouldn't notice it.
Okay.
You would have been too busy getting up and leaving.
Oh, it's 13. All right.
Okay, so Nimue and Marzander get up to leave the Sun Tavern. And you're now in Baldur's Gate proper. Let's see. So you want to go to... Where are you going? Find someone?
Yeah, I'm going to go find Krigga. So we're headed that way.
Okay. In the outskirts of Baldur's Gate, you arrive at a simple stone church building with a number of steeples Its facade features the holy symbol of Kelemvor, a skeletal arm holding balanced scales. The church seems to be in late stages of decay. Its windows are boarded, and various mushrooms have made their home in the stony walls. On the wooden door is a sign providing the rates the church offers: 1 silver piece for burial of the deceased, and 2 silver pieces for the sending of the deceased soul to their god of choice. Upon entering the temple, you find a small group of mourners gathering around a bier on which rests the body of a middle-aged man. The priest of Kelemvor, a tall regal figure dressed in flowing robes, stands at the head of the bier. Standing next to him is a young priestess holding a book of prayers and hymns, and against the wall is a dwarf in solemn thought.
I'll walk up to somebody and ask, is Krigga around? I have a favor to ask of him.
You would have seen Krigga against the wall.
No.
Yep.
So as I'm asking, I'll look over and say, never mind, I see him. And I'll start walking over.
Do I know anything about Kelemvor?
Roll me a religion check, please.
It's a dirty 20.
So, Kelemvor is the god of death and the dead. He is a lawful neutral god, and his general philosophy is ensuring that those who die are sent to the correct place of their choice, usually where their god resides. This ensures that no one goes to hell if they don't want to.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Would I know if my patron is like cool with this god?
You two are... It depends, I would say it depends on the person.
Okay.
How they feel about it. The two deities they don't share the same, well, they say the same domain, just different parts of it. But some people might not appreciate the dual domain.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
All right. So I will walk over to Krigga and I will greet him. Hello, friend.
So Krigga cracks an eyebrow, and you're looking at him. He looks pretty much the same as the last time you had seen him. Obviously a dwarf. He has kind of silvery black chainmail on. His arms are bare above the elbow to the shoulder. He has metal greaves on his lower arms and hands. His biceps on both arms have runes on them. The one on his right arm, when you look away and look back, you think it may have moved. You're not sure. There are outlines of runes on his armor, but they are very, very subtle and difficult to discern what they are. So he raises one eyebrow at you. Ah, Z lad. It has been a minute since I have seen you. Hold quiet a moment while we finish this ritual. And then he looks back at the ritual and pays strict attention to the devotions going on.
Real quick before we progress. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. Jay, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everybody. I hope you had a great rest of your session. Wrap up. Being a part of the charity event this weekend was so amazing. You all raised so much money. I'm not sure what the final total is because we've been over here kind of going on our way. But I know we broke last year's record, and that's freaking amazing. Welcome in, everybody. Have a seat. Get comfortable. We just started our brand new episode of Dragonfire and Cormyr, the return of the Purple Dragon, which is our wonderful Dungeon Master Duro's homebrew game, and I'm super excited. I'm hearing all the alerts in my head, even though you guys aren't hearing them. But thank you all so much for the follows, and I hope you guys enjoy the game. Can I get a shout out for Lord Gasuma too, and have it pinned for us? I really appreciate that, guys. We are just gotten into it. My character Nimue and Mars Ander are on our way to go meet up with the 2 other members of our party, who are just now being introduced, and we are going to be making our way to a wizard to get us to Cormyr, because we've heard that there's dragons there, which is pretty cool because there's not many dragons left around in the world. Duro, go on. Thank you so much.
All right. Forget which buttons to mute. All right. I'll say it again. Okay. So, standing at the bier is the priest to Kalimvor, who Rad, I guess, would know as Father Grimthorpe. Yep, Father Grimthorpe turns to the priestess. Bonds, I forgot to pronounce your character's name. Sinead turns to Sinead. Sinead, are we prepared for the sending ritual?
Sinead looks up to him and looks back at her book and looks back up to him and gives like a dutiful nod. What you see is a sort of leggy woman. She stands at about 5'7" or so. Her hair is long and golden in color, and she's got almost unsettlingly blue eyes. She's pale in color. She seems to kind of like not understand that she's taller than most women, and sort of folds in on herself. She is very shy. That much is clear. And she will say to the priest, I believe so. I hope so. And she seems very unsure of herself.
Father Grimthorpe begins the ritual by raising his hands into the air. We call upon Kalimvor for his presence and guidance as the dead pass from this world. Receive the spirit into your arms. Suddenly, something goes wrong. The priest's eyes roll back into his head, and his body convulses. He drops the prayer book and hymns, and his hands begin to glow with an eerie, otherworldly light. The mourners scream and fall back. The priest's body seems to shimmer and then stop, his body dropping to the floor.
Sinead's gonna, sorry, go ahead.
Nimue's just gonna lean over to Mars and go, well, this is getting fun, isn't it? Really glad we came to meet your friend.
It is quite fun looking. And I'll just lean up against like a wall that's close by.
Sinead's going to go look over the priest and sort of, I guess, do a medicine check to see what is wrong with him.
Krigga will also walk over calmly to the priest.
Okay. Go ahead and do medicine.
Let's do some math. It's more than 20.
Okay. So You are not entirely sure what was wrong with him because of its supernatural origin, but it seems like whatever is happening to him has ended.
Sinead will look up at Krigga and give a look of confusion. Her brows are knitted. She sort of shakes her head a moment as she's sort of at a loss.
Krigga will kneel down. Does he live a child?
He's alive, I'm assuming, Duro.
Yes, he is alive.
Okay, she'll nod and very quietly say, he is alive.
Krigga stands up, pulls out his warhammer, and just hits the pommel of it against the floor of the temple and yells in a very loud voice, "Clear this room now!"
The mourners get up and quickly leave the building.
Krigga looks over at Marzander and beckons him over.
I'll walk over.
Nimwe's kind of just like walking silently in Mars's shadow, basically, just kind of staying behind him.
So Krigga's pretty, well, he's old-ish. Would he have seen anything like this before, Duro?
Yes. So he would have seen this very rarely, but he would know that at times spirits do not want to leave for whatever reason, and they will do whatever it takes to stop that from happening. So the spirit may have gained control or influenced the priest in order to stop the sending ritual.
Krigga kind of surveys the bodies on the floor and on the altar and shakes his head and looks down at Sinead and says, "Well, lassie, I think what we have here is a stubborn incorporeal. I think we have a dead one who does not wish to be dead and move on. How shall we fix this? Z, you have traveled the world. Have you seen this? Do you know how to fix this? You must be here for a reason."
Would I have known? I probably wouldn't have seen anything like this.
No, you have not.
Yeah. I have not seen anything like this.
You must be here for some other purpose then.
Yes. I am looking for somebody, but I cannot get into much detail about it.
In a moment then.
Nimue grins at Mars's comment.
Krigga's going to catch that grin and just stare at you for a second longer than is probably appropriate or necessary. And then he's going to kneel back down to Sinead. Do the teachings of the order teach you how to fix this child? Do you know how to send one on who does not wish to go?
She takes a moment and thinks to herself and says, well, Comvore's teachings basically teach that the undead are a blight on this realm. Duro, would there be anything that I would know what to do in this instance as of her current status of a cleric?
Unfortunately not. This is something that someone of higher power would have to deal with. Or higher knowledge, not necessarily stronger.
Right. She'll look at Krigga and say, unfortunately, I am not the one to ask at that moment. Not yet.
Very well. Duro, are there other assistants in this temple to the priest?
No, it's just Sinead.
Okay.
But at this moment, Father Grimthorpe comes to his senses and awakens.
Sinead will sort of peer over his face and in a sort of a hushed but worried tone as, are you all right? Are you all right, Father?
Yes, my child, I am fine. My mind melded with the spirit, but for a moment, there is something keeping him from passing. Sinead, it is your duty as a follower of Kelenvor to discover what is keeping this dead from passing from our world. You must go to your home in Skullcrag, speak with your mentor, Father Tom. He will be able to give you further assistance.
Well, Father, see, this is my first time out here, and now you're asking me to go back, and now I'm out again, and then I'm back, but
Sinead, hush, child.
She's like rattled. She does not like the idea of all of this back and forth, and she is both eager to be out in the world and terrified of it. But she'll look at you, Krigga, and nod a few times and says, right, yes, I will do that.
Krigga stands so he can put his hand on your shoulder since you're still down. He says, you have been trained for this. You are new to the world, but you have been trained for this. You are ready. You can do it. If you get confused or overwhelmed, find resolution and resolve in your lessons and meditation. Compose yourself. The God requires you. The drawbridge requires you.
Right. I can, in fact, do that. I can rely on my teachings. Yes, I can do that. And she will stand eventually and look at Mars and Nimue and sort of cant her head to the side and then look back at Krigga for more further reassurance.
Krigga will nod him. Fatherly, I guess. I don't know what that looks like, but...
You know, like a father.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that, but it was a long time ago for me.
Father Grimthorpe turns to look at Krigga. Make sure she gets there safely. You know of her importance.
Of course, Father. It shall be done. Krigga turns around and looks right at Nimue. And who be you being, lass?
Oh, hello. My name's Nimue. Who are you?
I be Krigga, Knight of the Mountain Dwarfs, protector of the drawbridge.
How tall is Krigga?
He's about 3 feet 7 or so, right around there. He's pretty short.
Okay, yeah. She's about a foot taller than you at this point. All right. Not too much.
Towering. You're a giant.
I'm a giant.
Yeah.
It's all relative, right?
It's very nice to meet you, Krigga. I see that you're friends with Mars. How do you know my friend Mars?
We have worked together in the past on some jobs that have turned out satisfactory. He is an adequate hunter, which I do not say very often.
She looks up to Mars and then back down to Krigga. Yes, he is quite useful, isn't he?
So, it looks like myself and Schned must return to our temple to pursue this matter. Where are you two off to now?
Where was the place?
Candlekeep.
Candlekeep. We're headed to Candlekeep to look for work and to find dragons.
Yes, we have been told of the land of Cormyr, where there's dragons, and that there's a wizard in Candlekeep that might need our help. You know of Cormyr?
I have been many places. That is not one I have been in. But as for wizards, they are always needing help. I would not get too excited.
You're a funny little man. I like you.
You're not so funny, but maybe I will like you later. We shall see. It is always time to like someone or not like someone. No need to rush.
That is okay. I have never been known for my humor.
Very
we have
good,
come
then.
here to see you, because Mars said that maybe you could help us with this mission to Cormyr. But I see you guys are already busy.
The fates and those that we work to protect and guide us work in mysterious ways. We were sent here. I know not why, but Schned and I were sent here for a reason. It is possible that your work and ours could coincide for a while if that is something that could be worked out. But the issue with this soul not moving on is a tragedy and heinous, and it must be resolved before Schnid and I can do anything else.
I must say, I am very interested in what is happening here. And she looks up to Mars. Mars, perhaps we could help your friend? And then maybe your friend could help us?
I am fine with that. Help for help.
You are such a one with words, Mars. She looks back to Krigga. How does this sound to you?
It is acceptable. Let us go.
Of course. There's so little precious time. Let us not waste it.
Indeed. So I guess we'll gather up our things and head that way, Duro.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay.
Sinead just listens to Krigga, I guess.
He's already established as your dad,
Yeah.
basically. Your dad is very
Krigga
short.
Krigga has so much work for you to do.
Yeah, a lot of chores.
Okay. So, you'll gather your belongings and prepare to leave Baldur's Gate. The journey to Candlekeep is about a 2 days journey, which the journey begins at the Worm's Crossing, where two great bridges meet at a tall rocky island that raises from the middle of the Shantar River. Buildings and merchant stalls line the sides of both bridges, making it impossible to see the river from the narrow, congested roadway that cuts between these structures. Wooden drawbridges connect the two bridges to keep situated atop the island. The flags of Baldur's Gate and the Flaming Fist wave proudly above this fortress. Arriving across the river, you begin to walk on a road known as the Coastway. The Coastway is a long, well-traveled road. On your first day of travel, you pass by all manner of folk, merchants, soldiers, pilgrims, and farmers. They all wave as they pass, but none seem too interested in conversing. After several hours of walking, your travel leads you to a forest not far from the road. It is ancient and thickly grown. The locals call this the Cloakwood. Few dare enter, or it is known to be filled with beasts, monsters, and vicious fae. It draws night as you are walking along the road near the forest. You can't shake the feeling that you are being watched. The howl of wolves echoes through the trees. You quicken your pace, hoping to reach some sort of refuge before anything happens. But as you start to relax, a pack of wolves emerges from the shadows. Their eyes glow with hunger and bloodlust. It is at this moment you realize it is too late, and you have stumbled in the wolves' territory. In front of you, you see 4 wolves.
Only 4?
Yes.
For the record, I was only 17 minutes late getting us to that combat that we probably weren't going to get to.
I needed to pad for time. I forgot how to use Roll20. Okay.
Hey, Drago, is my token on the Roll20?
No, I'll have to drag you guys in. All right, so there, I don't believe the audience can see this, but there's a back line and front line, so you guys can situate yourselves. And then we need to pull up turn order. All right. Now let's have everyone roll initiative, please.
My favorite thing.
Is it working?
Yeah. I remembered how to do it.
Okay.
I got a 15.
I rolled, but I got also a 15. But it didn't pop up.
It's a brand new game. Look at my initiative, everybody.
I was going to say,
Oh my goodness.
look at him go. Maybe he'll
What's
be able to
happening?
hit something too.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm just happy being in the fight.
All right. I should have did this part a little bit better while I was setting up. I don't know how to roll for initiative for these wolves. All right. I will just
I'll roll in here and then just correct it for what I actually rolled on my dice.
Yours popped up.
Because you have to click on your portrait and then roll initiative. But you can correct it. So you just do it again.
Oh, would you roll 11?
Yeah, I correct my dice. I rolled a 14 with my bonus. It's a 15.
I also got a 15.
Okay. Here we go. Nope. I will just roll. Okay. Sorry, it's taking me a second. Let's see.
It's been a while, Duro.
I know.
Yeah, all good now.
Been a while.
I had a macro set up where I just clicked the button and it worked. I don't know how to do that anymore. I have to set it up again.
Yeah, I'm going to be pretty rusty too, probably. So don't worry about it.
Okay.
I mean, since we're doing theater of mind, we could go totally old school, Duro. You break out the old sheet of paper and pencil.
That's what I'm doing.
Perfect. Even better. Because I'm going to have to hate double rolling every time and fixing it. I really love my physical dice. I will kiss them one by one. Mwah. Little dice smooshes, little mwah.
I have too many dice to do that.
Especially my really pretty opalite dice.
Opalite dice are cool.
They make me so happy. They're
And
so
we don't
shiny.
want Bones to kiss hers because she might eat it.
He might eat her dice. If I ever find the sugar dice, I'm fucking buying them and sending them to you.
I just want to eat
So you
dice so
can
bad,
just
man.
eat dice on stream and it would be hilarious.
I
Every
won't
time your
tell
dice
anybody,
rolls
though.
like shit, you just eat it.
Don't tell anybody that it's sugar dice. Just stare into the camera.
Good night, Bruin. Thanks for hanging out with us. Wolf wants to know if your dice are made of teeth.
Wouldn't he like to know?
Bing bonk.
What do you think, Wolf?
That's kind of a personal question. Jeez.
It's awfully personal.
Her dice are her teeth.
Yeah, you know, rolling bones, it's same thing, right? That's what we're supposed to do, is pull her teeth out and roll them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a wolf notices Krigga out in the open and sees him as an easy target.
Yeah, he gets that a lot.
It's because he's so little.
Yeah.
The wolf grabs onto Krigga's leg, but you're able to shake it off. Now it is Krigga's turn.
Krigga is going to pull out his one-handed warhammer. He's got his shield on his other arm, and he's going to smack the one right in front of him.
Okay. So on this display, any of them you can target, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so you smash the ground as the wolf jumps just in time out of the way.
Okie doke, that'll be my turn.
The red wolf sees that the blue wolf was having some trouble with Krigga and decides to run to the back of the party Krigga, you're able to make an attack as the wolf passes you.
Perfect. Did that one show up or not?
No, it didn't.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Hang on. It's being goofy. There we go.
Oh, okay. Nice. Roll for damage. Oh, is that max damage? Oh, it's not. Okay, so as the wolf runs past you, you drop your hammer square on its head. It falls limp as it attempts to pass you. Mars, it is your turn.
How do you do the rulers? How to see how far away stuff is?
So for this, are you using a bow for this? So the way my system will work,
Good.
it's if you have a ranged weapon, you can attack anyone. If you're using a melee, you have to be next to them on the line, and it takes one movement action to get to one line.
All right, yeah, I'll use my short bow.
Okay.
Once I find it.
Mars unleashes an arrow and it sticks in a tree behind the wolf he was targeting.
So we'll talk about it.
Yeah, you don't need to talk about it. You can move on. Nimue, it's your turn.
Okay, as Nimue is standing there, from the depths of her robe and her silvery hair that's flowing out from it, you see like shadows creeping out from her and slowly kind of encasing her body, which that's Shroud of Sorrow. Can I count that as a bonus action, Duro, or would that be an action this round?
It is a free action. You don't have to do anything to
perfect.
have it on.
And these shadows kind of like sit and kind of flow around her whole body. And as she's doing this, she reaches a hand up and just points at one of the wolves that is next to Krigga and begins to whisper under her breath. And she casts Eldritch Blast. Let me see what my bonus is on that. Okay. That is a 21. All my spells look crazy. Weird. Okay. I'm assuming a 21 hits a wolf.
It does, yes.
I'm pointing at the middle one, by the way. And that's a 5 for damage.
Okay.
And as she points, like this just static shock of electricity, like just shoots out of her hand towards the wolf.
The wolf is staggered for a moment from this force of energy that struck it, but manages to stay on its feet. All right, Sinead, it is your turn.
Fail. Sinead's gonna move up next to Krigga, and she is going to. She's gonna hit the wolf with her mace.
Okay.
That's a 19 on the die.
All right.
Krigga could not be more proud.
Outstanding. The damage isn't going to be great, but and that's blue she's hitting. That is a 3.
You strike at the wolf. The strike is forceful enough. You're able to remove some of its fur. It has a bald spot on its leg.
Hi.
He's now embarrassed.
Outstanding. Does the wolf look embarrassed? Like, does it blush?
It's definitely embarrassed. Yeah.
Nice. And then for Shield of Faith, since it's to use it as my bonus action, is it it's like a square field, I'm assuming? Because it's a field of it's a range of 60 feet. It just says a shimmering field. It doesn't say anything further.
Surrounds a creature.
A singular creature. Okay. Yeah. Sinead's gonna cast Shield of Faith on she'll cast it on Nimue.
Okay.
She's a woman. She wants to be a nice girl. Krigga raised her, right? So with that, you get +2 to your AC for up to an hour.
Does it have like a physical appearance?
So what you'll see is Sinead will look back at Nimue and sort of consider her for a moment and whisper under her breath in Celestial a prayer to Kelmavor, and you will have it's a radiant light is what it would be. If it's coming from Sinead, it's going to be a radiant shimmering light. And it is a shimmering field.
Ooh, very shiny.
It's very shiny, very sparkly, almost ethereal looking. No discernible color, sort of like if you were to throw, for lack of better words, glitter up in the air, a prismatic.
I feel like I've just turned into like a gothic, what's the snowball thing?
Yeah, a snow globe.
Snow globe. Like I've got like this black smoke creeping around me, but also shimmery glitter and like a glow.
Exactly. It's very, very magical, very beautiful. And that's good for 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Or until I drop concentration on it.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so next is let's see. Next is the green wolf here, who did not appreciate being struck by Nimue, and will move over here. Let's see, Sinead, you get an attack of opportunity against this wolf as it passes you.
That's a warcaster thing. I can't cast magic as an attack of opportunity.
Well, you can slay it.
As a cleric?
Yeah, anyone can do it.
Oh, I thought that was a warlock thing.
If you have warcaster to cast spells to do it.
Right, that's what I'm asking. Yeah,
you can bonk it though.
Yeah, I'm still gonna whack it.
Bonk.
Okay, we're whacking.
Oh no,
that is an 8. I don't think that hits.
No, unfortunately not.
Valiant effort, though.
This wolf rushes to Nimue and attempts to bite. So it is confused by Nimue's shadowy cloak that surrounds her, and does not land the attack.
And the sparkles.
And the sparkles, yep. Sparkles confused it.
Got him.
So Orange will move up to Nimue as well and attempt to bite her. Okay, this one is really confused by the sparkles.
I'm just razzle dazzling these wolves.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right. So actually, never mind. It has advantage on the attack because it's within 5 feet of an ally. So it has pack tactics. Yeah. If it's within 5 feet of an ally, then it gets advantage. So the roll would be 23 instead.
Yeah, definitely hits. My little 15 AC.
Yeah, so I want you to roll a strength saving throw.
Oh no. I'm very strong, guys.
The DC is 11.
That's a 15, even with my -1. Look at me go.
Solid.
So the wolf attempted to grab your leg and pull you down, but you were able to fight it off well enough to stand your ground. But because it hit you, then it takes damage from your...
Yes, it takes 1 damage from me, and I get 1 temporary hit point in return.
Nice.
Did it do any damage to me, or it just tried to grapple me?
It did 8.
8 damage to me?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I do not want to be touched by these wolves.
No.
In reaction, Nimue hisses at the wolf and points at it. And as she does this, she casts Hellish Rebuke on this wolf, and flames sputter up from the ground and encircle it, and he must make a dexterity saving throw with a 12 DC.
It does not save.
All right, so it is going to take 7 damage.
Okay. The wolf's hair becomes charred as the flames engulf it. It is severely burned, but it still stands. It is the blue wolf's turn, who will continue his assault on Krigga. Once again, the wolf bites into Krigga's leg, but it is not able to pierce the heavy chainmail, which I assume you're wearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yep.
It is your turn now.
Krigga will bonk him.
Okay, so you bonk the wolf. You strike its back as it attempted to evade your attack. You shattered some of its spine bones, whatever those are called. The vertebrae.
They're pretty little.
Yeah, those things. But it's still alive. Very wounded though.
Krigga will say, "Stay down, boyo," and then he will turn around and go this way. Even if that means an opportunity attack for a cracked back, dude.
So the wolf attacks Krigga and manages to grab onto his arm and delivering us fairly shallow blow, but you take 3 damage, and then I need you to roll a DC 11 strength saving throw. Okay. You're able to stand despite its attack.
Roger that.
Now it is Mars's turn. Mars, you have 2 wolves in front of you.
Sure.
Within reach.
And the green one is the more hurt out of the 2?
Yes.
I will go ahead and, with my rapier, strike at that one. And hopefully hit, because 12.
The wolf manages to cower below your sword as you strike.
Was that a hit?
No.
Or, okay. Yeah, I figured.
Nimue, it's your turn.
All right. I again point to the wolf directly in front of me, and I'm going to begin whispering once more, and another blast of electric energy is going to shriek from my finger as I cast Eldritch Blast. And that is a 12.
So the Eldritch Blast flies over the wolf, narrowly missing it, despite it being right in front of you.
I
Panic.
curse under my
You're
breath.
panicking.
I'm fucking panicking right now. I have like no health.
All right, Sinead, it's your turn.
Sinead's going to look at that wolf before her, and she will very quietly say to it, "Do not come back." As she casts Sacred Flame, it needs to make a dex saving throw.
It
saves.
Saves.
Yep. Well, have any bonus actions?
Does it? It doesn't deal damage if it saves?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just it makes a saving throw or it takes a D8.
Okay. All right. So the 2 wolves in front of Nimue will attack her. They see her as an easy target.
I'm toast. Burnt toast.
It's fine. I've spared the dying.
Yes, that is true. So the first will bite you.
Yeah, it definitely gets me.
3 damage. But you have 1 temporary hit point, so that's 2 damage.
Mm-hmm. And he takes 1 point of damage, and I get 1 temporary hit point back.
Yep.
So I am down to 1 temporary hit point. Shut up, Sig.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I need you to make a DC 11 strength saving throw.
Come on, don't let me down, dice. 7.
Okay. As the wolf bites, he pulls your leg and you lose your balance, falling to the floor. The second wolf will bite at Nimue as well. The wolf takes the advantage and begins to chomp down on Nimue's shoulder.
Well, he at least takes 1 point of damage, but I am just like, I'm gone. I'm done. That's it.
Nice knowing you.
Nimue
It's been great playing D&D with you guys.
downed.
Yeah, I'll be in the
this was a
corner
one shot.
writing up a new character.
Okay, so it is the wolf's turn, which is the one being focused on Sinead, who will attack Sinead with a bite.
Does not hit.
Okay.
I'm a beefy little lady.
All right, I need you to make a
strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
That's a 13 minus 1, so 12 total.
Okay, you still stand.
Nice.
It is Krigga's turn.
Krigga is going to bonk this guy and try to get him away from the meat sack that is barely laying next to me now. I don't know.
Okay, roll for your damage. All right. You strike at the wolf and you I don't know, how do you want to kill this wolf?
Oh, I just want to brain it, seriously. I don't know her at all. Nimue who's down, but she is traveling with me, and this would piss me off a bit that these dogs are using her as food. So yeah, I would just try to smash its head in the most brutal, straightforward way possible.
Brutal.
Perfect. It is Mars's turn.
What to do here? I guess I will try to hopefully hit the orange one.
Yes, the remaining wolf in front of you, the other one being next to Sinead.
15.
All right, roll for your damage.
Ooh,
Okay.
max damage 10.
Nice. You strike at the wolf, piercing through its chest into its heart, and it dies instantly.
Then I will, like, how would he do this? He would see Nimue down and then like kneel next to her, and then that will be my turn.
Okay. It is Nimue's turn. I need you to make a death saving throw.
Rip. All right, let's do this. Hey, 16.
Okay, so you make your first death saving throw. You need to make 3 successful ones to survive. Or if you get a crit, then you get 2. So,
Oh.
Sinead, it is your turn.
I know it's going to give me it's going to get an attack of opportunity, but Sinead's going to go to Nimue. I'll let you get that attack in first.
Okay, here's the bite.
Does not hit.
Right.
Saving throw or for the...
Yeah. Actually, let me see if it would make sense if the wolf's attack only works.
Right.
It doesn't say it specifically saying if it hits,
I don't mind making the saving throw.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's fine.
That should be how it is.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So glad I wasted it on a saving throw like that, but it's fine. And then Sinead's going to move next to Nimue, sort of very awkwardly wiggling her way between her and Mars, and apologizing as she does this. I'm so sorry. Let me just, I'll help her. Don't worry. And very quietly is whispering to Kalimavor again under her breath, in Celestial, as she casts Spare the Dying.
All right. So spare the dying. You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points, which is Nimue, and they become stable.
Yes.
So you no longer have to do death saving throws. Awesome. You are fine.
But I don't have any hit points, right? I'm just stabilized, or does it put me at 1 hit point?
Let me see.
I think it stabilizes at 0.
Yeah, it's just stable.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
hit
what
points.
I thought.
I can't also healing word bonus action hurt, can I? Because spare the dying's a cantrip for me.
You can, yes.
Okay, I will go ahead and do that then. So 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is would love to know what that is.
Well, if you're doing that,
what
is it a touch?
It is a touch.
Okay.
Well, it's up to 60 feet.
Oh, well then you could have just done that from there. And
I know I didn't. I wasn't paying attention to hit points, but I did need to do spare the dying regardless, wouldn't I?
No.
Well, whatever. We get to use the bonus action. Okay. That's fine.
You're fine.
It's fine. You get 4 back.
Cool. I look less rough.
You are back alive. You stand. Okay. So it is the last remaining wolf's turn, who sees that the rest of his pack has faltered and died, decides it is the perfect time to run away.
Sinead is suddenly very emboldened by this. This is probably one of her first actual moments of combat in her entire life. And she will look very excitedly at Krigga and say, I've done it. We've defeated the wolves.
You did well, child. You did very well.
And she'll look to Nimue and very softly ask, are you all right?
Juro, can I shoot a spell at this wolf as it's running away? If it's a 120-foot spell?
Yes, you could.
I was going to ask if I could shoot at it too.
If you still want to be in combat, does Krigga or Mars want to do anything first about this wolf? Or anything else?
I was going to ask if I can shoot at it.
Okay. Then
I'm going to aim
Mars
at its back leg
first.
Don't worry, I'll miss. So it'll be...
Actually, what's your... Using a short bow, right?
Yeah, it's 80 and then 320.
Oh, that's a lot longer than I thought. Okay, you have disadvantage though, because it's further than 80 feet.
Ooh, second roll is a 19, of course it is.
Okay.
So 15.
So you'll hit it.
Five.
The arrow flies through the air and lands in the thigh of the wolf, and it falls over, no longer able to move.
When you're initially speaking to Nimue Bones, she is very distracted because she's just seething with this rage that a wolf would bring her down, and she's staring at the wolf still living in the distance, and she's in the process of raising her hand to cast another spell, and the arrow from Mars just kind of whizzes past and ends the wolf. And then, just like a light switch, her entire countenance changes and goes back to this very detached, very calm face and body language. And she turns to the priestess and says, "Thank you, priestess, for returning me. I will not soon forget your deed." And then to Mars, you do have many uses, Mars. Thank you.
And he'll kind of like, not like a full bow, but he'll like nod his head.
Sinead will look over Nimue like one final time. And how far off are you from your original HP?
I'm only I'm 6 off at this point. Also, I don't know if you caught it in chat, but Groovy said that as a grave cleric, you get max healing bringing someone up from unconscious or being downed.
Oh.
Yeah. So just put that in your pocket, because I'm not going to be able to remember that. I don't know if Duro will either.
It's a nice feature, though. Jeez.
It's really nice.
So just to be clear, if I bring you back by using whatchamacallit, by using Spare the Dying?
No, if you cast a heal.
So then
if I'm down or unconscious, or if ananyone's down or unconscious, you cast a heal on them, you get the max healing from it.
Right, got it. Okay, good to know. Sinead will sort of look you over again and ask, would you like to sit for a minute while I heal you some more?
Yes, please. That would be very kind of you.
I'm going to ritually cast Healing Word again.
Okay.
More than what you need there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the party will continue down the coastway as they travel towards Candlekeep. After several hours of walking, your travels lead you to a small inn nestled among the trees. A sign outside reads, "Rosie's Rest," and smoke rises from the chimney, promising warmth and hospitality inside.
I really want Rosie to be a halfling.
If she's not all
your wish may come true.
She better have a cute husband and a dog too. Just saying.
I don't know about that part. Yeah, you see this inn somehow standing within the forest that is supposedly very dangerous.
What an interesting place for an inn. Would we go inside?
Krigga looks over at Nimue and just eyes her clothing, which I'm sure are bloodstained. Yeah.
Just a bit. Just down the shoulder, it's just wet.
Perhaps you might wish to be going in there and clean up a bit before the smell turns?
Yes, I would like this very much. Would hate to burden you all with my scent.
Let us go inside
then. Sinead's very excited. This is like probably one of her first times going to an inn in the middle of the woods. That's, not a place for her to stay. That's not a temple or church of some sort. And the prospect of having an ale as an adventurer is really delightful to her. And she'll pull out her coin purse and start counting out coin. She doesn't have a lot, but they're all in gold pieces. And she'll look to Krigga and say, "Will this be enough for an ale?"
You'll be fine, lass. You'll be fine. Just leave your coin purse hidden away, and I will take care of it.
You'll buy me an ale?
Yeah, I think I should. Do you not?
Right. I agree.
Consider it as a Congratulations for a job well done against the wolves.
Outstanding. I do look forward to this.
I'll bend down a little bit and say to him, "Is that around for all of us?"
Krigga kind of cricks his eye at you again, which is already becoming a habit, and that I did not plan. And Krigga says, "Oh, if memory serves me, you owe me a drink from the last time we worked together. But I will buy this one in good faith. You owe me next." And then Krigga walks in.
One thing that you guys will notice is that when Mars and Nimue are traveling together, Nimue is always kind of like a step right behind him, almost like she just lives in his shadow.
Oh, I would imagine Sinead would sort of take note of this, and she will ask Krigga, "What do you think of that?" She doesn't know. It's a genuine question. She doesn't know.
Krigga actually gives a little uncomfortable laugh, and he'll say, "Honestly, lass, it kind of creeps me out a bit."
I don't think it's creepy. I think it's nice.
Well, feel that way if you must. I continue to be creeped out.
We follow each other around.
Not like that. We don't follow each other around like that, do we?
No.
Because that would also be creepy.
Thank you for that gentle reminder.
Krigga literally just stomps off into the building now because he does not want to have that thought in his head.
She's following him. But wait, Krigga.
Yeah, he's just going inside.
Nimue is gonna look up to Mars and kind of give it a tug on his side and whisper, "He's very small to be her father."
Is this like an earshot of Sinead at all?
No, she's like whispering to him.
Okay.
Height does not determine that sort of thing.
Oh, if you say so. I also love that like we mirror each other. Like Mars is super tall and I'm super little, but like Krigga's super little and you're super tall.
I love this.
Yeah, the dynamics have turned out to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It sucks that I always have to duck under doorways or door frames.
You make a great meat shield, though.
Really? I don't think that worked out all good. Not for you last night.
No, it didn't.
It's because you weren't behind him.
Yeah, really screwed the pooch there.
He's also only 115 pounds, so
a very narrow meat shield, but that's okay. I think I'm only like 90 pounds, so it's fine.
Just turn sideways.
Yeah.
All right, so you all step through the door and are greeted by a homely sight. There are but only a few patrons, presumably because only the foolhardy dare stay so close to the cloakwood. Behind the bar stands a young halfling woman, bustily, I can't read, serving ale and food for her guests. She looks up as you enter and flashes you a bright smile, her green eyes twinkling with warmth and welcome. "Hello there, travelers. Welcome to Rosie's Rest. What can I get for you? We have the best ale this side of the forest, and our stews are second to none."
Oh, Sinead's very excited. She's going to saddle up at the bar top and say, "An ale? I'd like an ale."
Krigga will also step up and before he talks to her, he'll make sure he's up on a stool so he can actually see her better and look over the bar since they're both tiny. And he'll say, "Hi, lassie. This is a nice wee place you have here. I think ales and food for everyone in here, and I would be paying for that round.
Coming right up. But first, I need to serve our other guests. Rosie wipes her hands on her apron as she brings a pair of stews to a couple of hunters sitting at a table in the corner. The hunters are a young man, a young woman, and an older man. One is grizzly for his years, and the woman is young, but she appears to be very athletic.
I'm going to find a corner in the back, like kind of more towards the shadows, and sit in the farthest back.
Nimue is going to kind of link up onto the stool next to Sinead. She doesn't say anything. She's just kind of sitting there very quietly with her fingers laced together.
I'm also going to like stare at the hunters from the shadows.
Sinead's gonna look to Nimue and sort of perk up and say, will you be having ale?
I don't believe I've ever had ale before. But if the kind dwarf is going to buy us some, I shall try it.
She sort of hems and haws over her words and says, I've had ale at the temple, not in a tavern, but apparently it's good ale, and Krigga will buy it, and we'll cheers our mugs together. That's what adventurers do, right, Krigga?
Indeed.
Right.
Have you never left the temple before?
She's gonna shake her head no. One of the priests at the temple called me a late bloomer. As far as my clerical studies go, I've spent most of my time reading. It's kind of a strange situation, but Krigga's never taken me out on an adventure before, but they told me it's my time now.
Well, you seem very skilled to me. I mean, you did bring me back from the darkness.
Oh, I couldn't let you die, in case you became an undead. That would be the worst thing ever. You're welcome.
Thank you for your consideration.
You're welcome. She is sort of fidgeting with her fingers nervously. She's nervous to speak to you, but there's an excitement there. Well, you see, with my church and my God, if you were to become an undead, which is my worst fear probably, for any of us to do that, I would have to kill you because you would be an abomination. And, well, I don't want that to happen.
Welcome in, Phoenix. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders.
Hello.
Well, if I were to become an undead, I think that I would be very grateful for you to kill me. If that brings you any solace on this fact. Don't believe the path of the undead is the path for me.
Well, it shouldn't be for anybody, but, you know, they're kind out there. that will bring you back in an unnatural way. And that's not right. You should go to your god. That's what the priests have taught me. And what I'm supposed to do is to ensure that that doesn't happen to really anyone. I'm supposed to see them passed on to their right place. What is your god?
My patron is the Raven Queen.
Oh, I see.
And I would appreciate it if you made sure I went back to her whenever I am to pass.
I'm around for it.
Made promises to me, and I would like to see those promises brought to fruition.
Well, if I'm around for your death, then I'll ensure that happens. You have my word.
Thank you. What was your name again?
Sinead?
Sinead. You seem like you've probably not had many bad things happen to you in your life. Am I correct in this?
Well, Krigga's done a good job raising me. And the priests have taken care of my knowledge. Pretty fortunate about that.
Is he your father, the dwarf?
Sort of. I guess you could say that. He's had me since I was a child, a tiny baby. Sort of cradles her arms as if Nimue doesn't know what a baby is. He's raised me though. You don't know what I am, do you?
Would she know what she is, Duro?
I guess it would depend on what the outward features are, because depending on there, it could be difficult to tell.
She looks mostly human. She has a general human appearance. She is uncannily beautiful, which is just a trait of ASMR. But nothing is a dead giveaway, I would suppose.
I would say because of where Nimue is from, then probably not.
Okay.
Have no knowledge of it.
I can't say that I know what you are, I'm afraid. You look quite human to me.
That's where you're wrong. I'm an ASMR. I'm
What is that?
a sort of kin to angels. I'm a celestial being.
Oh. Interesting.
So I wasn't sired with a father. An angel came to my mother and blessed him with me. That's how ASMR are born.
Strange.
I suppose it is a bit odd, isn't it?
But you're very beautiful.
Thank you. She doesn't really understand how to take a compliment. So are you.
Thank you. Well, it must be quite nice never having to suffer in your life.
No, unless you count all the books that the fathers had to have me read. That could be kind of suffering.
Knowledge is power.
That it is. And I intend to use that against as many necromancers as I can in this world.
Good. I will be there to help you.
You will?
Of course.
Well, that's awfully nice of you. There's a lot.
I imagine so.
Well, I appreciate this kindness. Is it your name?
Nimue.
Nimue. Forgive me, I don't have much experience out in this world. Everything that I know of everything beyond Skullcrag is all that we have seen really together here and what Krigga's told me.
Well, you have much to see and much to learn.
I'm quite excited about it. If we go to Candlekeep, I've heard many books are there.
Yeah, there are. A great place of power and knowledge.
And a wizard. I'm not sure if I've ever met a wizard. Not an alive one, at least.
I would be interested to meet this wizard.
And why's that?
Wizards are interesting beings. They hold great power.
That's true. And that thing you did back there, what does that make you? A wizard?
Something of a sort. But I don't get my spells from reading books. My patron helps me with that.
Duro, would Sinead have much knowledge on the Raven Queen?
Give me a history check, because it is likely, being that your gods share similar domains.
Mm-hmm. That's an 18 on the die total. Oh, it's 18 total, sorry.
Okay, so Sinead knows that the Raven Queen shares a similar purpose as her god, whose name I forgot already.
Almavor.
Yeah, Kellamvor. But she has a very selfish reason for it. She wants to take the memories of the people who pass, and those who follow her attempt to take those memories from people, or from finding lost knowledge or artifacts. The thing that they're similar to is, between the two deities, is they both hate the undead for different reasons, but it's the same thing.
Okay. Well, Sinead is nothing but a polite.
I love her.
Your god and my god, well, they're a bit, on the same track there. Kill the undead.
We do hold some similarities. Yes.
Certainly some. That much is so.
Nimue is going to kind of look over her shoulder and back to Mars, who's standing in the corner, and say to him across the bar, "Come now, Mars, don't be rude. Come sit with us."
Are you just saying this like out loud?
Yep.
Or like, okay.
Just right out loud.
I'll affix my mask, and then I'll get up and start heading over.
She looks back to Sinead and Krigga and says, "Mars isn't always the best with words, but he has a good heart, I assure you."
Well, I understand that one, certainly, Nimue. I'm not so good with words either. Conversations are somewhat limited in the church.
Hero, how tall are these? Is the roof or the ceiling?
The roof.
Roof.
Jeez, the roof is on fire.
Like, are there beams going across that I have to like go like this every time? Okay.
So with this, it was made for halflings. So I would say it's about 6 feet is a tall like ceiling, because Rosie didn't expect to have various patrons of sizes coming through, so she had it made for halflings. They don't get as tall.
So I'm just shrimping the whole time that
It's a design flaw that she did not notice.
Well, we don't know necessarily what Rosie's intelligence level is.
Bring up a very good point.
I'm just saying.
I feel like it might be kind of low.
Might be a little bit low there.
Rusty Tonics, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders.
How about this? I will say you can walk, but you have to make sure you're watching or hit your head on the support beams.
Yeah, you just see Marzander walk a couple steps, go like this. Walk a couple steps, go like that. And I will walk up to Nimue. Are you enjoying yourself here?
Yes.
And I'll sit down.
At this moment, Rosie brings the ales and the stew. It is on the keg from which she poured the ale. It says Darndar, Dardarr. It is a ale renowned for its sunny taste and easy storage and transportation. It is a drink of choice for those traveling or along the Sword Coast, which is where you guys are at. And then she also brings a stew of mushrooms and various critter meat, which is not identifiable.
Mystery meat.
Love a good mystery meat moment.
It's whatever she could scrounge up.
I feel like there might be some pocket cheese in this stew.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of pocket cheese is in that stew, and possibly pocket jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who's to say? Truly. Sinead's very excited. She's pumped about getting an ale as an adventurer, and she's going to pick up her tankard and she's going to look at Krigga very expectantly, holding it up. Right, Krigga, do the thing. Do it.
Krigga picks up his tankard and says, "This is a good ale. I think you will appreciate it." And then he clinks with you.
Nice. And she'll look at Nimue and Mars and hold up her tankard to them as well, and very expectantly just.
Nimue picks up her tankard, and it just looks like massive in her little tiny child hand. And she looks over to Mars and says, "Now be polite, Mars."
You see Mars pick it up from like where you drink out of, so like kind of like this,
The lip.
yeah, type thing.
No, don't claw hand it.
And then clink with you guys.
Right.
And it takes a sip.
To a grand adventure. And she'll take a hearty swig.
Good adventure.
Is it strong ale?
No, not particularly. It is. It's used for, it's just cheap ale that can easily be transported, but it has a nutty flavor to it.
Oh,
And nutty.
quite nice.
Yeah, nutty. That's it.
Nimue kind of like brings it to her nose and gives it a little sniff and deems it acceptable, even though she's used to drinking wines would be her preferred. She takes a sip and it's all right. She kind of sets it back down.
Sinead's just going to keep drinking. She's very hype.
Oh no.
Are you going to take like
Oh no.
3, 4, 5 fast sips in a row.
Yeah.
As you get to like your third or fourth one, Krigga will like put his hand on your forearm. Easy now, lass, easy. You can have it all, but it doesn't need to be had now. Have some soup too.
She'll put down the tankard for any gripe she may give to Krigga. She does listen to him, and sort of gives a nod, and then starts in on her stew. And as she's doing that, she looks at Mars and Nimue. And remember that time I said that she's really polite. And she will say, "So, are you friends or not friends, or are you maybe?" She'll kind of like glance over her shoulder at Krigga briefly, and then back at them both, and says, "We're just friends."
Krigga snorts as he's eating a big ladle of stew. He literally snorts. Now he's got shit all in his beard.
Nimue kind of peers back at Mars next to her and then back to Sinead, and we're friends. Yes. We have adventured for quite some time together now.
That's nice. That's good. That's good to have friends.
Yes, it is good to have friends.
And she'll just sort of go back to the stew after hearing Krigga snorting stew everywhere. And she sort of falls quiet. She's very contemplative of the information that she has learned about Nimue with her deity. But again, kind of resumes that politeness. It doesn't quite say anything about it, but does note of it.
God damn it, Myriad. Y'all fucking?
Y'all be fucking?
As soon as Nimue's finished answering, I will have finished my ale and stew because I'm used to eating quick and getting on the go. And I'll turn over to Krigga and say, round 2? My treat?
Indeed.
Nimue looks up to Mars and... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sig.
No, yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Nimue looks up to Mars and says, "Do you think that you could get me a wine, Mars? And you could have my ale? I've only had but a sip, and it's not really to my taste."
Absolutely. And I'll get Rosie's attention and say, "Can I get a wine and one more ale for my friend over here?" And he'll look past Nimue and over to Sinead and ask if he would like another drink.
She is going to look to Krigga.
Krigga literally shrugs his shoulders and go, like, if you want to.
She'll look back at Mars and nod very excitedly. "I'd like that very much. Thank you."
Would you like another ale, or would you like to try some wine?
She's going to look back at Krigga.
Stick with the ale for now, lass.
"An ale, please. Thank you."
All right.
So, Rosie hears your request and says, "We like keep special wine. It'll cost you triple."
That's fine.
All right, she brings you your drinks.
I have a quick question, Duro.
Yeah.
And this is really directed more towards Mars. So, if I were to compare from Krigga's standpoint, Mars, like how accepting you were of paying that triple price compared to how you would have handled that back when I knew you when we were working together, would that be the same reaction you would have had back then, or a different reaction that you would have had back then?
Different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. much different.
Yeah, I think Krigga might pick up on that. All right, Duro, go ahead. Thank you.
So Rosie brings out a wine bottle with called the Burduscan Dark.
Dazzle, dazzle.
Could I get a history check from who would know their wines? Whoever thinks they know their wines.
I feel like Nimue would probably know her wines. I feel like this is something that she would prefer to drink. I think wine is typically a preferred elven drink in general, right? Yeah.
Yep. Krigga, I think you would know too.
Yeah, I've been around a long time. It's not my preferred drink, but I've been around a long time. So
I rolled a 14.
Okay.
What are we rolling again?
History.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this one.
Okay. So, Nimue, you know the Burduscan Dark as a heavy wine that is sweet and with a slight burning aftertaste. It is high in alcohol content and is eagerly sought throughout the realms.
Oh, you are telling the truth. You do have a very fine wine. I appreciate this.
Okay, so as you are enjoying your second rounds.
So did I get the whole bottle or did she just pour me a glass from the bottle?
A glass, because it is extremely expensive. It ranges, it's about 1,500 gold for a bottle of wine. Okay. So
Mars is over there counting.
How much for a glass?
Roll a death save.
Mars, that's 4 gold from you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You begin to hear, as you enjoy your drinks, the clop of a horse outside the inn. Moments later, you see a thin figure casting a shadow outside. And not too long after, you hear the crash of the inn door slamming into the wall. A Githyanki woman stands in the entryway. She has long silver hair pulled back into a tight braid. Marzander, you recognize this woman as Farath. She's a member of a bounty hunting group known as the Star Seekers. They excel at capture and return style bounty hunting, and they're usually employed to capture Githyanki who have gone rogue.
Scheisse.
All right. As the Githyanki woman enters, she draws a piece of parchment from her bag and unfurls it. Owner of this establishment, I seek a member of my kinship. My sources say one was traveling along this road. Pray you tell me if he has stopped here. The Githyanki turns over the parchment, revealing a portrait not unlike Marzander.
I will, as she says that, I will kind of just do the subtle hide and pick up the ale and go to take a drink, but realize I have to move my mask to take a drink. So I will just kind of swirl it a little bit.
Rosie pipes up and says, I don't know what a Githyanki is. Maybe one of these patrons? She points, kind of wave across the bar at you guys.
Nimue slowly turns in her stool to face the Githyanki woman. The Githyanki, you say? I can't say that we've seen any of those around here on our travels. She's trying to be persuasive.
Roll persuasion. Because she knows from her sources that I don't want to make up right now, that there's a Githyanki around, so she's not as believed by...
With my bonus, I got an 18.
Okay.
And she adds, but we are fairly fresh on this route to Candlekeep, so perhaps we've simply just missed them.
I have 2 questions to ask real quick.
Yes.
When she came in, did she leave the door open?
Yes.
And so I have the cantrip Mage Hand. Would I be able to cast that? And you said she came on a horse?
Yes.
Would Mage Hand be able to like slap the horse on the behind and make it start running off?
Yeah, so the Mage Hand is visible. But let's see.
I think I can make it appear within range, so it would be 30 feet.
Yeah, so it's a voice and somatic component. So you would have to yell out the incantation, and also
I would have to yell it.
You have to speak it at least, whatever the incantation is.
How loud do I have to say it? I can't like say it under my breath.
It has to be audible, not under your breath.
Okay, never mind then.
Like Wandering saying, if you're a trickster rogue, it's invisible, but you're a trickster rogue.
Yeah. I'm not a trickster rogue.
So,
okay, I will just continue to sit there then. And
there's a somatic component, which means you have to wave your hands around. You have to do the whole dance to make it work.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Craig is just going to quickly turn his head to Schned and say, I used to be a Githyanki once, and then I decided I wanted to be good looking.
Sinead does not get the joke.
I will quickly turn and look.
Krigga just takes a long pull out of his drink, chuckling to himself the whole time.
I will say, out of the 3 of you, Krigga probably is the only one that's seen me without my mask on, so he would know that I am a Githyanki.
Okay, thank you.
The Githyanki woman, Froth, begins to wander around the inn, quickly inspecting the patrons just at a glance to see if she recognizes them.
I have another question.
Yes.
So, knowing that the ceilings are short, how tall would the stools be that I'm sitting on? Would my knees be like to my face?
Yes.
Cool. That's me, just a tall guy.
Not awkward at all.
He's just long.
So eventually she gets around to your group. Marzander, I want you to roll a performance, see if you can disguise yourself while she's looking at you. Well enough that she wouldn't notice you at a glance.
I'm glad this is -1. 6.
Okay. Six.
So
Actually,
correction, Nimue would
me-
also know that I was a Gith.
I want you to roll me a instead of a charisma, I want you to roll me a dexterity performance check.
Just a straight dexterity.
So it'll be your dexterity plus your performance instead of your charisma plus your performance. Because you're trying to do it sneakily, right? To not let her see you. So
Yeah.
you're going to do it sneakily, a performance.
Use your dex modifier.
Yeah, add your dex modifier instead of your charisma modifier.
So it'd be 8.
8, okay. Let me see what she will roll for.
Would assume much higher.
She comes to you and she intensely stares at your eyes. You're a Githyanki, aren't you?
What can I do here?
She recognizes you're Githyanki, but doesn't recognize you as being Marzander.
Okay. I will say yes, I am.
Nimue just like turns and in shock is like
You are
But I
of
am.
kin. Why are you here?
I'm just trying to have a good time with friends. And these are my friends here. And I will gesture to these three. I do not know of what you speak.
Are you Marzander?
I do not know of that name. No.
Roll me a deception, please.
Yeah, I was already hovering over it. God, I should have just played as Fork again with these rules.
oh, no. Oh god.
Rolled a 14 with my physical dice.
Me desperately regretting casting fucking Hellish Rebuke. Damn it.
Show me your face.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Well, as of right now, she doesn't believe you, but she might think you're hiding something else at this moment.
Would she recognize me if she saw my face?
Yes, she has a piece of paper with your rough face on it.
Krigga speaks up and he just says, leave the poor lad alone. He's working for me. Go find your Githyanki somewhere else.
Who dares question?
Question? There's no question. He works for me. Leave the lad alone. He is not the one you're looking for.
Not the droid you're looking for.
I was trying to imply that.
Yes, I can say that I've been with him for many months and don't believe he's who you're looking for.
And you said she's alone?
She is alone, yes.
Okay.
is rather self-conscious about taking his mask off. I would hate for you to embarrass him in public. Our friend Fork was in a very tragic accident with fire, and the majority of his face has been scarred with burns. It's left him quite in distress. I hate to put this on him.
It is strange to find another kin in this world. But you only merely look like the man I'm looking for. I'll be traveling east in search of my kinship. Find me if you find who I look for.
Of course.
I will.
Would you say that perhaps you have a bad time as a Githyanki? I could imagine that you've had a quite rough life knowing the past of your people.
I have no time for conversations. Queen Vlaakith demands it of me.
Of course. Would hate to keep you from your job.
Froth turns around and slams the door on her way out. You hear the sound of the horse gallop away into the night.
As soon as Krigga hears the horse leaving, he turns to Marzander and says, I always knew your face had been burned by fire. And he literally falls off his stool laughing so hard.
I will slam the tankard down and go to stand up and
bump your head on the ceiling.
Hit my head on the thing and then head out the door.
Sinead's gonna look down at Krigga on the ground, and ask her, "Why did we lie to that woman? I think she was a woman. I think that was a woman."
Krigga picks himself up off the floor, gotta dust himself off. Lassie, there's no need to worry about yourself about such questions of man, woman. There's many creatures in this world we will never understand. As for lying, he is our companion. We know that we do not know he has done any wrong. She has certainly not proven anything. And she certainly had no manners. And you know how I feel about that.
Right? I know that much. But you also said not to lie, and then you just lied.
He is working with us, is he not?
Well, yeah, I suppose, but...
Then that's not a lie.
I suppose. But she is like having a moral dilemma at this moment. And sort of like ponders this and looks to Nimue and says, why was she looking for him then? If he hasn't done anything wrong?
The Githyanki have very strict politics. Unfortunately, they're not always right. Excuse me, I must go seek comfort for my friend. And she's gonna kind of slip off her stool and head towards where Mars left.
Mars went outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just kind of sitting like right next to the door. I didn't shut the door after I left, so it's still open.
Yeah, she's
gonna...
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. Krigga's going to sit back down next to Sinead, and he's got a very serious look on his face now. Sinead, you are confused, yes?
Well, yeah.
And that, Lassie, is one reason you are here. lessons learned at the temple, whether from the priests or at my side, only go so far in the temple. Life, real life, happens out here, and everything must be accounted for and adjusted. And you must learn and cultivate flexibility and yet maintain your code and your faith. This is just the beginning of your learning on this journey. Keep questioning, and we will work through it.
Sinead sort of is sort of folding in on herself as she sort of considers this and considers the idea of just lying to a person of the law, whether it's their law or Githyanki, but she sort of gives a nod and says, yeah, suppose I'll pray on this.
That would be good. Consult the drawbridge if that would help.
She'll take out her prayer wheel and sort of and do such thing, and she'll start just sort of not rocking, but just rocking as she's praying.
Nimue went out to, I guess, speak with Marzander. Is that right?
Yeah. So she's going to, as she leaves, she's going to close the door behind her and come over to Mars and kneel down beside him so that they're like eye level. Mars, this is not good.
It definitely is not. I forgot what my accent was, so I'm just going to use my regular voice.
It's almost kind of Russian.
It was Eastern European,
yeah,
for sure.
Definitely Eastern European.
I'm going to use my normal voice. Definitely is not good.
Mars, do you know why the lady seeks you?
I don't know. I do not recall even why I am here on this plane.
Yes, I remember you telling me that. And of course, I'm here to help you reclaim that knowledge. It's very important. But I'm concerned. You know why I lied to her, right?
And why is that?
To protect you. Because you are my friend, Mars.
You kind of see he puts his head down. But I'm not good with friends.
That doesn't matter, silly. You're good for me, and I'm good for you. We help each other out, remember?
Yes, I remember that.
I'm afraid this may not be the last time we see this woman. We may have to take care of her, Mars.
I understand.
Yes. I'm sorry for that.
Nothing to be sorry about.
And if it is painful for you, if we have to take care of her, you know I will help you as I have helped you before.
He just kind of nods.
Yes. Because we're friends, Mars. Now, let's go inside and finish our drinks with our friends.
All right. And he will get up.
Good. She's gonna lead him back to the bar and back into their seats.
Are you still bloody, by the way? Like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I smell like a rusty penny.
I'll stop you before you go in, and I should have done this before. And he'll get like a extra kind of cloak that he has, and he will put it on your shoulders as we walk in.
Thank you, Mars.
He does like the head bow.
When we get back to the bar and we sit down, she's gonna kind of like flag down Rosie.
Yeah.
May we stay here for the evening?
Yes, you can stay, but I must inform you that we do not have any official rooms. Well, I guess sleep on the floor here out in the hall.
That's okay. Do you have anywhere where I could clean myself up? I'm afraid we ran into a bit of wolves on our way here, and I was quite injured.
Yes, if you want to feel chipper, you can go outside where I've gathered water.
Thank you. Do you have somewhere private where I may change?
Well, seeing as no one enters the forest, that should be safe enough.
No. She looks to Mars. I would hate to make you feel uncomfortable, Mars, but I really don't want to go into the woods alone after what has happened. You don't have to look, of course, just watch my back so I can change.
I will.
Yeah, she's gonna go out to the back and put on some common clothes. Is anything gonna happen to me?
No, you're gonna be fine.
When she comes back to the bar after she's changed, she's wearing just like a set of commoner's clothes, and she has her velvet robes in her hand, but she still has the diadem now on her head. And the clothes are a bit big on her. She's very lithe formed, and they kind of like sag off of her little body. And now you kind of get like the full view of like her face and what's going on. And she has this just like stark white, silvery long hair that's just straight as a pin, and little pointed elven ears. But her eyes are probably her most distinguishing feature. They're very large and doe-like, and they're just pools of black. There's no white, no color, just straight black. And when she returns, she kind of tucks her robes down. She plans to clean these later, but she returns to her wine.
So at this time, the Rosie's standing behind the bar area when the hunter, the large older male hunter, speaks with Rosie. He says, "We will be off for the night. Pray we return with good hunt. Thank you for the meal." And Rosie waves them away as they leave the inn. That was Garrett and Ayla. They helped me gather food for the inn, and I let them stay here and get a free meal.
That seems very nice of them. It's convenient to have hunters in a place like this.
There are not many safe places to be, but they keep us safe.
I imagine you see all kinds of creatures where you are.
Yes, we are well hidden within the trees. But from time to time, wolves, large monstrosities, and other creatures, they try to attack the inn, but Ayla and Garrett are able to ward them off.
You mean the wolves?
Yes, the wolves.
At this point, Sinead's going to put her prayer wheel away, and sort of return back to her ale.
Okay.
And just start drinking.
If no one else wants to do anything for the night, you can rest up.
I think Nimue would probably inquire if Rosie would offer services to cleaning her robe for her, because she looks like the homely type.
She says, of course, but there's no charge. I'm more than willing to help.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this kindness.
All right, so if you want to rest now, it's the time if you want.
This is just the short rest.
Yes, it is a short rest. You can regain hit points equal to your level plus. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm still at max. Very powerful.
Bragger.
Sorry, I got the high AC.
So it's your hit dice plus your Constitution modifier. You only have one hit dice because you're level 1, but you can do that. All right, and you regain half your hit dice when you finish the long rest. So, yep, that's how it is. All right.
Sounds good.
The party breaks for rest. Rosie provides sleeping mats for you to lay on. It's, well, not really. She has furs you can sleep on instead of sleeping mats. Yeah, she has furs.
Fancy.
Any that all fit on?
Like cobble together 3 of them.
Yeah. Then, why don't we stop there for tonight? I wanted to do something else, but I don't want us to go over as well. So,
Okay.
we'll finish there
Awesome.
for the night.
I love these characters so much.
Good stuff.
Like so much. They're so good.